Uvi?
Sifuna uqala. Andoni. Olwelapho kuZoom. Siyakubona highway ntontoni Avido. Sinibonile bahlali. Good evening everyone. Good evening everyone. We are back again and we thank God for giving us another opportunity for us to meet in this platform. As usual, before we start anything, we will invite God so that God can be part of this program. Let's pray. Kind loving Father, dear God, we come before thy throne. You've kept us safe. We are under your wings and we are grateful for that. We are going to have a discussion, Heavenly Father. We ask that you may lead us. We ask that the Holy Spirit be the one who teaches us and guide us. And this is our humble prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Today, our text for consideration is found in the book of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 7. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, we're reading verse 2. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 2. It reads as follows. But because of the temptation of sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman his own husband.
Her own husband.
Oh, her own husband. Hey, English, bazalwane. Mandiphinda. Because of the temptation of sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. The first one was sending another message. This text is saying, if one cannot hold himself, if one is afraid of committing fornication and being immoral when it comes to sexuality, it's best that you get someone who will be your wife. It's best that you get someone who will be your husband, and that is where you will enjoy sex.
Hey, the way you say it, today we have decided to tackle a topic which is rather sensitive. A topic is sex. I think but it's sondo. It's very uncomfortable for most people to talk about this topic. It's also uncomfortable for us because we come from that era as well. But we decided to talk about this because it's a contributing factor to blended families. You would know that obviously if you have premarital sex, if you get married then and you get pregnant with the premarital sex, when you get married, you will have to get married with your child. That's the other aspect. So premarital sex is one of the big contributors. Now, we want to talk about this topic, and we want it to actually be a discussion. Asifuna uthetha sodwa. We are hoping that you will engage us, ask questions, comments, and we've also invited teenagers, in fact from 10 years old, kule discussion, so that we have an open discussion, because this is a matter that is killing our nation. The matter of sex, Usatana has turned it upside down. Okay, city. What is sex? What is sex? Sex is
it's a connection.
Yeah.
It's a connection of two people. And biblically, it's a connection that God has created for two people, a man and a wife.
Who are married. Yes. That is why there's a term, it's premarital sex. So when God gave us this gift, he gave us this gift for people that are married, and it also is a tool for procreation. Ubana sande. So xa kuthiwa qhamani nande, sex is a tool ezokwenza ubana kube khona abantwana. So he gave this with a purpose yobana abantu bazawuqhama bande, but in the right place, right time, which is emtshatweni, ngexesha right. Now, when we have a discussion about this topic, we find ukuthi the different age groups, pathfinders from 10 years, because we also engage with them, they have a different perspective from 15-year-old up to 20. Then we discovered kuti 20 to 25 to 30 also have a different perspective about sex than 30 going up. So we discovered ukuthi asiboni ngasolinye when it comes to this. Masiqale senze disclaimer apha nomfundisi into kubana thina kuqala siphuma kula era apho xa kuthethwa ngesex kuthiwe kuphuma phandle.
Yeah.
Abantwana mabangabonakali. Xa abantu bephuzana eTV kuthiwe cimelane. So it has always been a topic engati imdaka, a dirty topic. I put inverted commas because it is not a dirty thing. UThixo iphe abantu as a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful gift. Eyenza abantu babonde. Yes, imnandi kakhulu. Yenza abantu ba connect together. Now, unfortunately, if you look at the biology, puberty, for most, iqala from about 12, 13, but bakhona baqala ko 8, 9, fumasela amantombazana baya menstruate at the age of 9, boys, their voice deepens, babane erection earlier on, but we can safely say puberty masithi iqala phaa ko 12 on average. Now, xa uqala puberty, uqala la sithi stage, ungumntu, ngumzimba wakho lowo actually getting ready for procreation. Umzimba wakho ulungisela into yobana mawukwazi nokubana mawuzale. So ufumana abantwana bamantombazana nangamabele ayavela. Kuthiwa hayi unebhede emabeleni. So the breasts are developing. You find the girls, they start menstruating. You find them getting pimples on their face because of the hormones that are in their body. With the boys, their voice either deepens, it breaks, or it gets higher. Manzi ukuthi boys kwakhona tata ncedisa zange ndayinkwenkwe. But you find ukuthi boys nabo they get pimples, bafumana wet dreams. They have all these things that are saying their bodies are actually ready for sex, which is kind of sad, because once you get to that stage, hormones zakho nomzimba wakho wona ready, but engqondweni awukabikho ready wena for yona. So you find that's why kwa grade 4 i-curriculum esesikolweni, which grade 4 would be age 10, 9, 10, 11, umntana sefundiswa ngesex, sefundiswa ngomzimba wakhe, sefundiswa about sexuality. So this is where ke ngoku sisadecide into yobana let's come and talk about this thing, especially with abazali, and also with the teenagers abanye who feel ukuthi we have failed them as abantu abadala, because we have as abazali babo. Ufumanisa ukuthi abantwana aba uthi ebuya esikolweni uvile yena kuthethwa ngesex esikolweni. Utishara wakhe umfundisile ngamabele, umfundisa into yobana if a boy sleeps with a girl abebe sex and they penetrate, and they bayibiza kanjalo, call it a spade esikolweni, uzomitha, and this is what is going to happen, because bona bachaza from the textbook, from the biology perspective, eyinyani funeke beyifundisiwe. Umntana afika be confused into lento, oh there's this new thing endifunde esikolweni. Agoduka ifika endlini, mama khawundibalisele ngesex. Yena ufika thinking that she's here or he's here to come and ask about a topic about a leg, or a topic about a car, because to them it's the same thing. At that time they don't know anything. Now, instead of us as parents, we fill that sponge with the correct information. We shun them away, because is a 10-year-old izokubuza ngesex, iyothusa nyani generation yethu and generation engaphambili, because abanye abantwana bethu are raised by their grandmothers, our mothers and our fathers. So when they come to us asking us about this topic, which is confusing and yet exciting for them, instead of us taking it as a biology, because their bodies are growing, we then immediately see them sleeping with boys or girls and falling pregnant. And because of our fear, we then impose that on them. Wow. And then when we do that, they can see ukuthi lena bayibuzayo irongo and imdaka. In fact, some of us would actually say, "Sungibuza ngezo zimanga mna, lo manyala," and then they would shy away. Then they would now start being curious.
Yeah.
And ask themselves, "Yintoni kanti lingaka ngale nto bendive esikolweni eyi-sex?" And then they would go and ask their friends. In fact, all of them are actually confused at that time. So they decide, you know what, let me just Google this thing. Maybe let me just ask my friends. Let me go and ask another boy or another girl. And you find that they share information which is incorrect with each other because akekho kubo ufuna ukuthi andiyazi. Or some of them would go and ask other adults who would feel a need to now take advantage of their innocence because they can see good no, they don't know this thing and we didn't prepare them as parents. So umaluma ngenelele or ubudwa down the street let me show you what this thing is, and you'll find good a lot of our children get molested because they were innocent about this thing. So it is a difficult topic to just discuss over an hour, but we're just hoping Guti this topic will open a platform for us to start discussing. Now, is sex betunani ayonto embi. Is sex into emnandi. Is sex sisipho esivela kuThixo. In fact, our 12-year-old, he's 12 now, yeah, our 12-year-old, he started getting pimples, I think from last year at the age of 11. We started seeing some developments in Zibenwak. And he started having erections like literally almost the whole day. And he likes walking around the house wearing his underpants because it's hot, especially beginning of the day, it was hot. And we would notice that he has an erection and he didn't even know what it is. And we would be the ones who are uncomfortable. And he wouldn't be uncomfortable because he doesn't know anything. Uye is innocent. So we decided to sit him down and explain to him because already he had heard from friends in school. When I asked him, "What do you know about this?" He said, "No, I know. We Googled it with my friends in school." So we were also late talking to him, think that he's too young, and that they're already discussing these things because abantwana bayathetha. And abantwana get excited about it, especially if indo asifuna ukuyithetha, then abantwana get excited and they want to talk about it. So we are hoping that we will open a platform for the young ones, nabantu abadala, remove that boundary ekhona. So that umntana oyintombazana akwazi uyakumamake at any time and tell their mother ukuthi I'm having this problem. I have a 21-year-old. She had thrush esesikolweni and uthi uyangichazela that I have a thrush, and uthi when she told her friend said to her, which means ulana namakhwenkwe because thrush ivela kanti you can get a thrush from just infection from sleep ohlala kwindawo emdaka. Toilet emdaka iyakwazi usulela ngolo hlobo. So because of information wrong, abantwana will then shy away bangafuna uthetha ngengxaki abanazo, and that's when we lose them and they end up engaging in premarital sex because we don't want to talk about these things. Later on in the program, we're going to start talking later on we're going to start talking about 10 reasons why you should wait and not have sex. And another disclaimer, we are talking with context of Christians. So we're not going to address other belief systems. We are going to address Christianity because we are Christians and what we believe in as Seventh-day Adventist members, and which is abstinence and having sex only after chatil. So if you are not Christian and you are here and you believe Uguti, you can raise that as well and tell us why you feel Uguti, this thing of abstinence is indal. Now, when we're doing our research, I know. When we're doing our research, we discovered that Africans, naturally, we still have this belief, Tina, you wanna wait until marriage. Sex is something that you must wait for, even if you're not a believer. But it's something that being sacred, keep your virginity, into yet. But Western culture has crept in through advertisement, through movies, social media, has crept in and said, why wait? And we know that our children are captured by social media. And they're captured and they see these beautiful couples in Hollywood, and they see that those people become their role models. So when they see that romantic movie and how people met, boy meets girl, and the perfect kiss, but all those things, to them, that's what they aspire to, because we don't become good role models to them, and we don't give them space to see us as role models, as a right. Siyabhora thina, because we don't talk about these things. We're not hip, we're not friends to them. We're not saying namhlanje masingabi ngobazali. We're saying must be a balance. Yes, be a parent, be strict, but also yes, be that friend, because our children, if you don't become friends with them, then they'll go and explore out there. Come and look chance.
You know, as boys, we grew up being told that to be a man and to be someone who's being recognized by your peers, in order for you to be a man, you need to sleep at least with more than 2 or 3 girls at a time. And that led us to experience sex at an early stage, because it was never about emotions, it was never about connection, it was never about love, but it was about how many virgins you have in your basket. So we grew up like that. Now, as parents now, we are transferring this to our boys. When we talk to them, we really not put the moral aspect of it. When we talk about sex with our boys, we are always talking about, especially, I'll make an example. You will hear men when they speak to boys who come from the mountain, they say, now you have a Ferrari, you must test drive it. And there's this thing that everyone puts in the heads of our young people, that go for it. And there are no boundaries. And when they say go for it, they don't tell you why you should go for it. They don't tell you how it is. They don't tell you the side effects of it. All these things they don't tell you. They just say go and explore. I think today what we are saying is that let's try and find a way of being honest with our kids when it comes to sex. Let's be honest about how we feel about sex also to our peers. Let's be honest with our partners if we are not satisfied sexually. Let's talk about it. Let's stop hiding this thing of sex and say, no, if I talk about it, then that means I'm not a man. If I explain my weaknesses, then I'll stop being a man. What we are saying today is that let's open up. Let's talk about it. Let's not take it as something that is dirty. Now we're going back to saying sex is good. God created sex for human beings to enjoy each other. Now the question is, why did God give it to people, like I said, to enjoy each other? But when?
I think that would answer, because we have a question from Karabo that says, she says it's possible, or he says, it's possible I missed something around the topic. Is it about sex before marriage, or is it about when is the right time to talk about it and engage in the act? Karabo, yes. We are talking about sex. When is the right time? When should we talk about it? So that is what we're addressing tonight. Ulathi yena uNkwinti uthi where do you even start? And so actually nathi soyiki as well about this. Yes, this topic is very broad. It's very broad. You can segment it, but most of the problems that we have emchatwing, they stem from this. Maybe let me just talk about the 10 points before we get into a discussion. 10 points or 10 reasons why you should wait to get married. 10 reasons. Now, the first one, sex masks problems. Yes, boom. So if you are dating someone and you guys are physical, you will have a tendency of not really dealing with the real issues about your relationship, because it is physical. It was physical, and up until you start talking, you stop sex, then you start talking. So if you are engaging with any physical activities, that which would be sex, in your relationship, you don't see the other issues. You don't talk about problems because it has been masked by sex. So you'll find with people that don't engage in sex in their relationships, they are more intimate, and they're also more. They have more discussions. They have more emotional connections because they don't have sex disturbing them because it masks the real issues. The second point, umchato, marriage, it allows you to evaluate things. So if someone comes to you and they say no, they love you, and then you say to them, okay, if you love me, then marry me. The first thing they know that, okay, hold up, that is too fast. But they had said they love you. But if you had gotten married before you engage in sex, you would have a relationship. You would have had a relationship that is more deeper, and you'd find that you now know the person even before you get married, rather than closing that space for you to talk and engage and know each other via sex. Now, sex. That's the third point, is that don't engage in sex because sex connects us. Biology, simple biology. When you have sex, you release a hormone called oxytocin. It's just like when you have a cup of coffee, it mimics a neurotransmitter that says that you are now like an endorphin that says, oh, now you are awake, even though you're not awake. So just by drinking coffee, it mimics that. So the same thing, your body releases oxytocin, and it is the same hormone that is released when you love someone. So it can be confusing. When you have sex, you then feel like you love that other person because the hormone that is released by your body is the same hormone. I hope that makes sense. So which means umtu can sleep with someone and think they love them, not because they really love them, but because of this hormone called oxytocin that has been released by the body. So you would be tricked in thinking that you love someone because of that. So rather don't engage in sex because you might have a misconception. You might think that you love someone, yet you don't love anyone. Now, this oxytocin, it allows women to connect and commit to men, and allows men to be protective over women. Now, if you then start releasing early and you have these multiple sex partners, like that saying in English, you're kissing many frogs before you get to the real one, or now at the end of the day, you would have had this connection with so many men that it will be difficult for you to have a meaningful connection with the one person. Now, the next point, which is the fourth one, is that obviously you could fall pregnant. Now, if you fall pregnant and you're not married, there are a lot of complications that come with that. We won't get into that today. You might end up not getting married to that partner. You probably have to stop going to school. There's so many things that come with you falling pregnant at an early stage. So you have a chance of falling pregnant. The fifth one, some people are saying that everyone is doing it. That's exactly why you shouldn't do it. That because everyone is doing it, now you're just doing it. That is a wrong reason for having sex at an early time. Now the sixth one is what you get easily. It is easy to get rid of. Now imagine it is so simple to get sex these days. It's like, why would you want to buy a cow if you are getting milk? Because the whole point of having a cow is to milk it and get milk and you get meat. Now if you're getting milk for free and you're getting meat for free, what is the point of buying a cow? So it's as simple as that. So what you gain easily, you won't attach any value to it. It's as simple as if you sleep with someone on the second or third date, it will be very easy for them to just leave you. But if you stick and you don't want to sleep with them, it will be difficult for you guys to break up. The seventh one, I'm almost there. You now transfer control. Now, women are the ones who determine, obviously, when this thing is going to happen. I'm talking about a normal scenario. We are the ones that have control as to when am I going to sleep with this guy. He'll keep on chasing up until you give it up. Now, once you give it up, you hand over control. Because immediately once you give it up, you will be the one chasing the guy now for the relationship, because his interest would not be in the relationship. So you would have let go of control. So you let go of control, and now the roles are now reversed. The eighth one, talk is cheap. Men are like salesmen. It's easy for them to sell you the whole world. And unfortunately, as women, our weakest point is the ear. What you want. Once you tell me I'm beautiful, you love me, it's easy for me to do anything because we believe everything that we hear. That is our weakest point. Now the ninth one, we're almost done, is physical attraction fades. So the more you sleep with someone, that excitement is not as deep as it is when you are hunting and wanting that person. So you'll find that is why you'll find that couples who are much older, they are fine with not having sex and just sitting and chatting because they find meaningful connections with other things outside of sex when they're together. So physical attraction phase. Men will confirm this, that the more you sleep with someone, the more not interested you are in them, uninterested. And the 10th one, which is the last one, better to have lifetime friends than messing up those friendships because you have sex with those people. Because you'll miss out on valuable friendships because instead of saying, okay, no, this thing is not working between us, let's just be friends because we work better that way, you sleep with that person and you miss out on having a lifetime friend. So I try to rush through because I can see that a lot of questions that are coming in. So I want us to have this discussion so that we see where we can take this. Can be Funda.
Funda mfazi. Andiyabona bazalwane uyaqhuba umfazi. Yeah, uyaqhuba.
Okay. Umbuzo that's coming from Sharon is sexual compatibility a thing? That's why people check before marriage. Is sexual compatibility a thing?
Well, you can only know that, okay, the reason why you are talking about compatibility is most of the time is because of you've had sex before with someone else. If you hadn't had sex with anyone and then you get married, you will never compare this with anyone, number one. Number two, in terms of connection, and that is connecting emotionally, physically, spiritually, I think you can work on that. Because sex, it's not about penetration. Sex does not only end there. There's a big picture of exploring and enjoying yourself than just penetration. So you talk about it, you explain yourself, you tell where you want to be touched, you tell how you like it. Then all those issues of not understanding if you guys are compatible, I think they will be erased because now you are open to each other when you are married. Now let's talk about this curiosity of wanting to have sex before you get married. We spoke to some few teenagers trying to find out how they think these days when it comes to sex. Most of them, they said, you know what, these days there's what they call friends with benefits. No strings attached. With someone when you want to relieve stress, maybe you are studying or maybe you are going through some rough stuff, you just need someone who will be there, and you have this connection and understanding with this person that you only meet when you want to relieve yourself. So there's that category. People just have sex for fun, for connection, and for relief. Others, they sleep with you because they want to dump what they have. It's not about you, but it is about them. They just want to dump what they have. And then when you are just there to receive what they are going through, and they leave it there with you. And like my wife has said, that most of the time, when men are chasing after a woman, once a woman opens up, then you have lost control. And the sad part is that women, immediately when they sleep with a man, they think that now this says we are in a relationship. Hence we're saying, if you engage in sex before you get married, you cannot hold yourself, as the text we read says, hold yourself, wait until you get married. But if you cannot hold yourself, my suggestion is that find something else where you can relieve or release this energy. Go to the gym, maybe go to the gym, find something, sweat, run, do something. If your idea at the end of the day is to remain a virgin until you get married.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There's another question. I hope, Sharon, you are fine with the questions, with the answer. Kahiso is saying, I'm not sure if I'm relevant, but what about masturbation? Is it okay if it relieves the edge and avoids the act itself because your child will be safe from contact? What does the Bible say about masturbation? Khona befundisi that are also here. So I think I saw Mom Kamela as well. What does the Bible say about masturbation? Or rather, what is the edge that you want? Because if you are saying to the child, masturbate and not contact, you're like saying, have
masturbation is a selfish act. It has to do with satisfying yourself, and sex is not about that. It's not about one person satisfying yourself. Sex is meant for two people to enjoy themselves, not for one person to satisfy himself
or herself.
Or herself.
I was saying that it's like having a sweetener instead of sugar. So you are saying that yes, you want your tea to be sweet, but you don't want to use sugar. You're going to use sweetener. So it's artificial. It's not the real thing, and yet you still get the same satisfaction. So it is as if you have had sugar. So it's like you have had sex. So there's no difference with masturbation and actually premarital sex. Then we have another one. Vincent, amen, mama. Okay, you are clear. Why buy a cow if you're gaining milk already? Sharon, yes, she's fine with the answer. Thank you. Now, we will keep seeing the answers. I'm not sure the people at Zoom. There's a chat that's there from Zoom, which is a question. We'll go to that as well now. What that question is. Now, you know when you have sellotape that sticks, and you take sellotape and you stick it on something, then you remove it. What will happen? It will stop sticking because it's been used more than once. It's the same thing. Now the danger of this usage is that when you get married, which is not high in divorce, one of the high reasons for divorce is infidelity. This is because of sexual immorality. Any partner. Now it is because if you have Usipo, Utom, not Dick, no Harry before you get married, you already know how Sipo does it, you know how Tom does it, you know how Harry does it. Now you get married to poor Temba. Xa ufika kuThemba, ufika ngoku uthi uThemba uyabanda. Kanti uThemba shem akabandi. Ubanda because wena you are expecting uThemba ukuba makabe nguSipho no Dick no Harry, and yet uThemba yena is coming with his own flavor. If you didn't have experience and something at the back of your mind, then you wouldn't think that uThemba uyabanda. So that is why this whole thing, concept we are not compatible, you can't compare it to anything. I'll make a stupid example. I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for life. I've never eaten meat. So it's easy for me to remain a vegetarian. But umuntu okinyama ayeke ukutya inyama. Xa kubeka inyama phambi kwakhe, unedabi analo phakathi kwakhe bashuka imnandi kanene because unala imagination bana xa ndisithi ndiyayazi ulusu elavumba litsho kamnandi. It's because uyalazi ulusu. For me, because ndiyazanda inyama, it's neither here nor there. So because of the experience and the taste before, that is why umuntu ekuba nzima ufike siwa aphinda ayinyama tabe vegetarian for 3 years endoyisakele ngoku. It's because of that. It's because of foreknowledge into uyayazi. Nanku uphandulwazi uQamatha Mzala uthi well said mfundisi on masturbation being unbiblical, selfish, defeating God's plan of holiness on sex. Siyabulela Mzala. Now sex ndiyavuya eyithethile umfundisi lena yotata into yokubana otata bafundiswa into yokubana you know, even in the Zulu culture kumanisa ukuthi indoda kuzizibona ubana inemali or ukuba nesithembu awukwazi uba nesithembu ungenamali. So it's like a power trick. Nangu noSolomon xa kubalwa into ayinazo kubalwa nabafazi nee-concubines zakhe, because as a man it's an achievement to have more than one lady on your arm, because ibenza uxolo kuba nizenza umuntu ongutata. It makes them feel ukuthi they are men bangamadoda, because that is coming from into yokubana bakhuliswe njani. Amantombazana ethu ke wona ke it's easy for them to fall, especially because I'm going to now throw this back akhona kodata. Kulula kuba bawe xa kungekho father figure in the picture. Now andithi father figure maybe ngutata ke, because ayingabonga abantwana abaziba notata, ayingabonga abantwana abaziba biological father. But if there is no male figure in that girl's life, then kuzoba lula kuyo, because uhleli nje ukhangela uthando. Sithetha nezi teenagers ke, we spoke different age groups and we spoke about le nto ye-sex. Wathi omnye hayi enye friend yam mna, the reason why she sleeps around is because it's not because une-issues or anything zemali or ntoni, qha kuye that thing it comforts her. Ufinish ngathi uyayithanda laa nto, even if it's short-lived, it's just that comfort, and she's happy. Then next time zolala nomnye umfana just to have that comfort. That's because ayikho la comfort, ayifumani, akekho umuntu oyindoda omane emxeba ndiyakuthanda. So ngumngeni lowo. Kodata baxelele abantwana beni banabathanda, bakhupheni nibase kwi-restaurants ezi-expensive. Xa kho eza dates thatha umntana kuyintombazana, so that xa kufika umuntu ongumfana afike sithi kuye ndakuthatha ndikuse waterfront, athi hayibo akho nto exciting bendile phana utata took me there. I've actually tried that new restaurant, it's not exciting. The reason why they go on these dates bephela bewela aba bafana, it is because they want to experience things and they can't experience them kwezo ndawo. Now khona imibuzo ifumanayo apha nawo ne?
I'm trying to get one from Zoom.
Okay.
There's one here from Utumi.
Okay, I think we need to move away from talking about sex as something that devalues girls and women. Girls need to know that their value is not decided by men. Only the blood of Jesus gives us value. Abstaining should not be about getting married or not. There are women who are 40 years old, virgins, and bitter because we have always been told that being a virgin makes you marriage material. Yeah, makes you marriage material.
Yeah, that's what we are trying to we agree with you, to me, on that one. That we are pushing that love yourself, number one. Number two, sex, we're pushing the moral side of it. That you keep yourself sane, you keep yourself clean, you keep yourself sober. Not because you are waiting for someone else, not because of you are keeping yourself for a man, but you're doing it for yourself because you are a Christian and you know the biblical standard when it comes to sex if you are not married. So that we agree with you fully. It's the same thing as when people say you must get married, you must keep yourself, because if you keep yourself, you'll find men. And like Utumi is saying, then you reach 40 and there's no man there, and you are angry and you are alone and you wish you had sex. So don't say, I'm not going to have sex because I'm waiting for someone. Don't have sex because you are not supposed to have sex if you're not married.
Oh, we see Utumi has moved from there to here because the Zoom meeting has shut down now because of time, because it's an hour. Now, she also sent another message at, what about touching yourself as a way of getting to know your own body so you know what you like or don't like, so you can improve the sexual encounter with your partner? Before ndiphendule lo mbuzo, enkosi mem Xhemela uye waphendula kulaa mbuzo we-masturbation. What God didn't create a solo sex. Akenzanga solo, wenze i-duet when it comes to sex. Enkosi mem. Now, kulo mbuzo kaTumi,
It's the same. It's
Yeah.
the same answer.
It's the same answer. Into yobana you can't explore your body ungekabi na partner that you want to explore with. So you have to explore with your partner because he or she needs to be the one that you are enjoying this sexual encounter with.
It's the same philosophy that says you must test drive your partner before you get married. Why do you want to test drive? Because you want to test drive because you're not sure if this partner will satisfy you. So if you're afraid if this partner will satisfy you, that means you have experience. But if you know nothing about sex, then you will meet your partner. Whatever happens in that marriage, there's nothing that you are comparing it with. So you'll find ways of dealing with it. Because both of you do not know this thing. You are both experiencing and exploring.
I hope our teenagers are also listening because this also says that this is one of the reasons why you must keep yourself and not get married. And not practice sex until you get married. It's because you don't want to compare the person that you are with now when you're married to the previous experiences. So you kissing many frogs is not going to help you when you get married. It's actually going to be negative for you.
I think if you've been listening almost since we started, we were talking about sex before marriage. We haven't said anything about sex in marriage.
Yeah.
We haven't said anything about how to satisfy your partner and why meeting the expectations of your partner and fulfilling the desires of your partner. We haven't reached that. We merely now talking to young people who are not married, single people who are not married, and trying to say it's best that you love yourself.
And you wait.
And sex is not a pinnacle. Sex is not something that it should be one of the things that you want to do and you plan that at least when I can wait. If then I don't get anyone, then I need to explore. Yeah. You're not missing out from something that you do not know.
There's too much hype around sex. There's too much wrong messages around sex. Sex is not what is being portrayed in the media. It is not what is in social media. It's not this thing that has been built. It's not what God intended for us when it comes to sex. That's why it is so difficult for us to discuss sex, because the devil has implanted in us to think that it is a bad thing to talk at all. Imdaka. Masingathethi ngayo. So that ngongathethi ngayo, we are creating more confusion and curiosity. Yes, most xa kuthiwa umuntu makangabambi phaa kungafuna ubamba because uve into yobana makangabambi phayana. So that is why we are trying to break down this wall about sex. Ukuthi sex is a pinnacle. You have to do it. You have to do this thing. It's what is being said out there. To a point of I was shocked when I was talking to this group of young people when they said, you know what, we are not attaching any value to sex anymore. In fact, we were shocked when they said to us, girls are the ones who are not attaching value. Now, mostly the young boys are the ones that want connection. They want relationships. It's the other way around. It's not the way we used to see it. So sex is evolving. This whole discussion, sex, change, and we are not part of it as parents. And it's getting ahead of us. It's overtaking. Asisakwazi not nabantwana bethu because we don't know baba kwephi wavelength. We are so far behind because we're not keeping our finger on the pulse so that siyazi bana what is relevant for us to talk about this thing. Uvele stress benamasikizi. So instead of us creating this barrier, we need to,
open up.
We need to start opening up. Masisuse lento emdaka ngesex because ayikho it's a beautiful thing. We need to remove it. I cannot emphasize this enough. We need to start talking to our young girls. We need to start talking to our young boys. We did a survey in my psychology class, virginity. And it was across the board, Seventh-day Adventists, young people, other denominations. And funny enough, e-virgins were about 10%. And when we were doing the survey, asking questions, we discovered that abanye they lost it, yes, through abuse, sexual abuse, but abanye they lost it because they didn't see what the big fuss is. Because we give them a reason to abstain because God says no. And you must remember when you say that, for now, especially kula age group, you are the one that has a relationship with God. But they are still exploring their relationship with God. So it's your thing. So we're giving them reasons as wrong. And instead of us explaining the other things as sex, and also explaining the positive things about sex to them. Siyayoyika nathi asiyithethi. Umuntu vele benenhloko xa kuthethwa ngento ye-sex. To a point ubana sesitshatile sifuna uthetha ngayo sesitshatile to our partners because sikhule ine-taboo ukuthetha nge-sex. Ngoku sowuvumelekile awukwazi uthetha ngayo because yinto oyazi uba ngafuna uthethe ngayo. Nantsi eminye imibuzo bethunani. Xesha. Okay.
All right. Before she reads this one, I want to highlight this thing that, you know why our young people really want to explore this thing is because of if we keep them and we close doors and we don't want them to go out there and explore, when they leave our homes for tertiary, that's where our kids, they say, thank God, this is my time. I think we need to start talking about it. I think we need to start talking to our kids. Because now, when our kids reach 18 and they leave our homes, it's their time now. And remember, when they go out there, they have no information. They get information from their peers. They start talking, they start exploring. And then some, they go to the clubs. And the next thing, you find yourself in the morning waking up in someone else's room without even planning to do that. Now, God's plan for sex was for two married people to enjoy each other and be happy. But you know what the devil has done? He has changed it around. You see, so many people now are hurt and they are bruised because they slept with someone. Even our marriages now are broken, there are divorces because of sex. So the plan of God when it comes to sex, the devil is trying his level best to turn it around. So what we're saying is that let's go back to the basics as Christians and look at God's plan for sex.
Enkosi mfundisi. Umbuzo apha ovela kusiya uthi, is kissing and ending only at kissing considered wrong as premarital sex? Does kissing form part of sex or the two can be mutually exclusive? Yakhumbula ngibe ndithethe ngoba sithetha ngebiology, ngoba sisathetha uba bumamele. Sisachaza into yokubana from an early age umzimba kuthiwa umuntu uyafikisa or ufikele stage and your body starts preparing for uba aqhame ande uzale. So ii-hormones zona zikhona seziredi okoko. Asithi asikuthembi kokakuphuza. But umzimba wona, from kissing, it's going to be from kissing to the next thing, because kissing is a preparation to the actual part of sex, which is called penetration. Because kissing in itself is part of sex, because ikusa kule kuthiwa penetration, because no sex has different stages and kissing is one of the stages. So you know what, I'm just going to kiss a boy, I'm just going to kiss a girl, I'm not going to do anything more than that. But umzimba wona nithi nesaphuzana apho umzimba wona ufuna enye into ube wona ungafuni. That's why uva abantu besithi ithini la ngoma, my mind is telling me no but my body is saying is telling me yes. Bazayikhumbula abanye abadala lo ngoma. It's because ingqondo ithi I should not be doing this. Uve uno ngokusho kancinci no. It's because umzimba sehambe ahead, because like kissing imsekela ndawo ubungafuni ukuya kuyo. I hope ndikuphendule kakuhle. Olandelayo umbuzo. Okay, ukhona othi, oh, thank you Mfundisi and ma'am, ndinentloni ukuthi besingekayiqali le ncoko with our 12-year-old, and I think we must do that soon. Yes, please try and do that as soon. 12-year-old, I'm sure sevile esikolweni bana yintoni le nto yi-sex. Now, Karabo, my concern is that we are adults here that have already fallen victim to how sex is perceived, and we need to save the next generation. Hence, I'm suggesting we start with changing the narrative that has always been used. Yes, this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to change, Ngozi Karabo, thank you. We are trying to change the narrative. We are trying to move away because it has not been working. We can see that this thing is not working, but we keep on doing it. Siyayenza ngohlobo, siyaqhubeka bayamitha abantwana, baqhubeka singena emitshatweni, sifike sidinwe khona ingasebenzi le nto le-sex because we are continuing doing the same thing. I think futhi i-definition ye-failure leyo, sorry, yokuba isisuwula leyo, a fall of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yes, we're trying to change that narrative. Let's try and now tip the scales ngoku. Masingabhulushwa ngusathana asifundisela abantwana uba yintoni sex. Masisifundisela abantwana bethu uba yintoni sex. And ngumngeni lo, even as part of Pathfinder programs, I know in one of the classes, the Pathfinders, ikhona phayana i-curriculum ethetha nge-sex. I'm happy. We need to start engaging more so that abantwana bethu, they must know ukuthi they are free to talk about sex nabazali babo and ask if futhi ukhona umfana othe ucela isex okanye intombazana ethe kuyifuna ulala naye, akwazi uzobuza kuwe kuba naye kukho umuntu othe kum angoyiki ukuza kuba ecimba uba uzobethwa xa ithetha nge-sex.
Yeah, I think that's true, Karabo. I think now we must stop painting sex as something that is ugly or something that our kids and our young people should look at it and ask, why are these people saying we must not go for it? Because the more we say don't, the more they want to go and explore. It's best that we sit down now, we talk about it, we hear from them, we speak about it, and we allow them to be themselves. And if you are not ready, it's fine, but try and find some ways where your children or young people in your house, where they can be open. If they cannot be open to you as a father, try as a mother, because most of the time the young people, they speak more to their mothers than to their fathers. The fathers, they only speak when they give a command and when they tell you that now you are a man, you must explore. Now we are saying change the narrative when you speak to young people. It's not about that anymore, but it's about self. Love yourself, especially a Christian.
Brother Xola uToto, enkosi uthi, as adults we need to be honest to our kids when we discuss with them the sex subject. In case they ask you whether you abstained before you got married, yes, that's very true. Because especially ninzi xa sithetha nge-sex ebantwaneni sizenza ngathi singcwele thina. Baye bezazi bona kuqala abanye babazi products of premarital sex. Kodwa ngoku zenza ngcwele because utshatile. Ungathi ndayenza mistake, and I'm talking from experience, a mistake endayenzayo. That ungahambi kule ndlela ebendihambe kuyo mna. So fana bayazi, yes, enkosi, thank you for that point. We need to be honest with our kids. Bayazi but we've made the mistakes. And chatting a virgin, omnye hayi mna nditshate ndiyo, and this is what I experienced. So we need to be honest with them. Brother Kamata Utiana, wow, you guys have been given a spirit of bravery by God to change the narrative on sex and promote God's plan about kissing. It is like shopping. Why shop if now you're not going to buy now? That's why people say one thing led to another. Yes, that's true. Kissing is like it's like window shopping, and then you end up buying. Go to Butea, I'm just going to the mall to window shop, because kissing, it will lead you to be led to doing something else, and then kube la try it be a mistake. I always say kwabantwana, a mistake xa ulele nomfana is not bana ungakhange umeet, yile bana mistake lebo ungakhange umeet, because sex was created ubana makuqhanywe kande. So every time ungameet, that is the mistake, not the other way around. Yeah, abantu are just sending comments bayothuka nje babilile abanye bayoyika nje banathi sibilile sisoyika. But we thought ukuthi we should discuss this thing. Seshekule 5 minutes qha. So if unomibuzo, please send them through. And we need to start being realistic. And before you even go to your children, because uzoya usoyika, pray, ask for the spirit of discernment. Ngicela umoya ongcwele ahambe nawe xa usiya emntaneni uyothetha naye. Because once we qale at an early age, bayazi noba they can come to you for anything. Kuzoba lula into yobana noma kwenzeke ntoni akwazi ukuchazela ubana akho lo mfana ngoku ndiye ndafika wandiphuza wabamba ibele okanye kho le ntombazana evele yathi kum mandize ndive esikolweni kuthetha nge-masturbation, I want to try it out, yintoni loo nto. Kanti instead of azobuza kuwe uzovela ahambe athi kwi-boys masine toilet nantsi i-masturbation bambonise bayenziwa njani na. So we need to create that platform bethunani sisebenzisaneni as the community, as abantu abadala. Xa kumntana unengxaki, approach them, go and talk to these boys, talk to these girls, and let's try and remove this barrier. Ayisebenzeli, and it's pointless into yobana siqhubeke nayo kodwa ayisebenzi. Let's try another approach, and uThixo is going to help us. I know it's a scary territory ukungena kuyo. Yeah, because it's something that we never experienced. We never experienced talking to our parents about sex because it was a taboo. So we don't even know where to start. So just try it out. And it's unfortunate into yobana thina zange sifunde kwezi zikolo abafunda kuzo abafundiswa khona uba mabathethe babuze why babuze these things. So xa befika ezindlini bafike bathethe then siyazibuza kutheni, and yet we are the ones that took them to those schools.
Yeah.
I
think we are done for today. Just recap. Today we were talking specifically to people who are not married, and the focus was on premarital sex. We were trying to say it's best that we talk to our young people. It's best that we start having a conversation. It's best that we change the narrative, that things now are out there. So we need to start talking. We hope that next time when we meet, I'm not sure when, we will discuss sex in marriage, where we will get into details as to why marriage that is supposed to bring happiness and joy, but in these days, marriage in sex in our marriages now it's bad. It's killing people. It's killing marriages. The high rate of divorce, most of the divorces, it's because of sex.
Yes.
Maybe we'll find time and have that discussion next time.
And thank you for bearing with us as well. But we thought we should discuss this thing, as difficult as it is. Whether you're raising boys or raising girls, it does not make it. You don't think that because you're raising boys, then you shouldn't talk about sex because they should be men, they should know. Don't think because you're raising girls, you shouldn't talk to them about sex because they will automatically wait until they get married. We all fall prey to this. Sex is killing our nation, so we need to really start gearing up. I think we must turn as a valid topic. And then people that want to continue can still continue sending your questions via Facebook, or you can send us WhatsApp messages. The number for Mfundisi is 0722 561 748, 0722 561 748, and my number is 0722 22 1799, 0722 22 1799. Those that joined late and they want the full presentation, you can go onto our YouTube channel, Abundant Family Life Ministries, and you'll get to listen to the full presentation. And then if you have any questions, you want us to talk, we can make a plan via Zoom or video call, FaceTime, so that we can engage and talk about this. Thank you.
We'll also leave it here on Facebook.
We'll also leave it on Facebook as well if you want to read it.
And you guys be safe.
Thank you. Siyabulela uba uye wanathi xa sithetha ngale topic that seems rather sensitive, but which was your plan. You gave us the gift of sex and it has been turned around. Siyacela ke bawo ke wonke umuntu onomdla of changing the narrative, umuntu onomdla of changing this negative thing ekhoyo ngesex. Please ngicela ube wena nomoya ingcwele nincetsane nathi, singabazali nincetsane nathi as single parents, as single people, those who are battling with abstaining. Siyacela bawo mawube nguwe osincetsana nathi, because ekugqibeleni sifuna uhambisa iindaba zakho ezilungileyo, but we are held back by this demon sex. Siyacela ke bawo uncetsane nathi nxa Kristu Nkosi yethu. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.